Good morning, students. Today we are going to see a chapter called lines and angles. So in this lines and angles, what are we going to discuss? So we are going to discuss what do you mean by a line, what do you mean by a ray, and what do you mean by a line segment, and then the types of angles, and what are the collinear points, what are non-collinear points, and all. So let us see what is the definition of a line. What do you mean by a line first of all? So line is nothing but collection of points. See, if I use points like this, if I join these points, they form a line. Then what is a ray? Or we can say that a breadthless length which can be extended indefinitely. A breadthless length which can be extended indefinitely. That is nothing but a line. What do you mean by a ray? Ray means in which one side we have an ending point and the other side it is going to be extended up to infinite length. A ray means one side it is terminating, whereas the other side we can extend up to any length. It can be extended indefinitely. Then what do you mean by line segment? So line segment is a part of a line. Line segment is so what is line here? Which can be extended indefinitely both the sides. It's a breadthless length which can be extended either sides indefinitely. Then what do you mean by line segment? Line segment is a part of line which has definite length. So on either ends it is terminating. What do you mean by terminating? Terminating means there is an end. So this is line segment AB. As both the sides it is ending. It is terminating. This is ray AB. This is how we denote. Line segment AB means we denote like this. Then what is line AB? This is line AB. Line means a breadthless length which can be extended indefinitely on both the sides. Then what is a ray? So ray means it is also a part of a line, whereas one side it is terminating, whereas the other side it can be extended indefinitely. And line segment, a definite length or a fixed length is there. So this is line segment AB, and this is ray AB, and this is line AB. Now what do you mean by collinear points? Let us see what do you mean by collinear points. If three or more points lie on the same line, then the points are said to be collinear. Then the points are said to be collinear. So why only 3 or more? Why not 2? Because with 2 points we can define a line segment. Minimum of 2 points are required to form a line or to form a line segment. Now, if more than 2 are there on the line, then only we can say that they are collinear. If more than 2 means it is nothing but 3. 3 or more points lying on the same line, then the points are said to be collinear. See, if I have A, I have B here, and if I have one more point C here and one more point D here, see, all the points A, B, C, D are lying on the line segment AB, then the points A, B, C, D are said to be collinear. So what do you mean by non-collinear points? The points which are not lying on the same line. Non-collinear means the points which does not lie on the same line are called non-collinear points. The points which doesn't lie on the same line are called as non-collinear points. Let us see which points are non-collinear points. I have a point A here, and I have point B here, and I have another point C here, and I have a point D here. See, the points A, B, C, D are not lying on the same line. Are they lying? No, they are not lying on the same line. Whereas here they are lying on the same line. Therefore, here A, B, C, D are non-collinear points. Next, let us see what do you mean by an angle. Before seeing the angle and its types, let us see intersecting lines or non-intersecting lines. I have a line AB like this, and I have another line CD like this. Both line AB, the line AB and the line CD are meeting at a point. They are meeting at a point. This point is called as intersection, and these lines are called as intersecting lines. The lines which are meeting at a point, the point is called as point of intersection, and the lines are called as intersecting lines. For example, I have more than two lines. I have more than two lines meeting at a point. The concept here and here are same. Whereas here only two lines are meeting at a point, whereas here more than two lines are meeting at a point. If more than 2 point, let me write the definition here. Meet at a point, then the lines are said to be concurrent lines. Then the lines are said to be concurrent lines, and this point is called as point of concurrence. See here, if two lines intersect at a point, the point is called as point of intersection, and the lines are called as intersecting lines. If more than two lines meet at a point, that point is called as point of concurrence, and the lines are said to be concurrent lines. Next, let us see. I have this kind of lines. If these lines are extended, they will meet at a point. As they are lines, they can be extended up to any line. So they will meet at a point. And if you see another lines, they will never meet. If you see these lines, they are always maintaining the fixed distance. The lines which are having fixed distance between them, and they are never going to meet, those lines are called as parallel lines. Lines which will not intersect and they are having same distance between them all the time, then the lines are said to be parallel lines. So these are the different types of lines. Now using all these concepts, let us see what do you mean by an angle and its types. So if you observe the regular shapes like a board or a movie theater, movie screen, or if you see any T-shaped figures, if you see all this, if I use the same symbol like this, both are of different shape, right? Both are of different shape because it is perpendicular to the base, whereas this is not perpendicular to the base. Why their shape changed? Just because the angle is changed. So what is the angle here? The amount of rotation, made by the moving arm with the fixed arm in an anti-clockwise direction is called an angle or positive angle. Let us see this. What is the moving arm here? What is the fixed arm here? See, if two lines intersect, there will be a space between them, or two rays intersect, there will be a rotation between them. If two line segments intersect, then also there will be a space between them, right? Now if I consider these rays first, I'll take this ray as the fixed arm. It is going to be fixed, and this is going to be moving arm. I am going to make it as a fixed one, and where is the other one? I am going to keep on rotating in anti-clockwise direction. If you rotate in anti-clockwise direction, we call it as positive angle. If you rotate in clockwise direction, we call it as negative angle. See, the amount of rotation made by the moving arm with respect to the fixed arm, as long as it is rotating, the amount of space between them will be increased. The amount of space between them is called as an angle. See, this is the fixed arm, it is going to be fixed, and moving arm is starting like this. If I have here, there will be a less angle. If it rotates more, there will be much more angle. If I rotate more in the anti-clockwise direction, the angle will be more. As long as it rotates in the anti-clockwise direction, the amount of rotation is more, hence the angle will be increased, right? So the amount of rotation made by the moving arm with the fixed arm in an anti-clockwise direction is called as an angle or positive angle. Depending upon the magnitude of the angle, magnitude means value. Depending upon the magnitude of the angle, we have different names for these angles. So before seeing those different types of angles, angle is measured in either degrees or radians or gradients. Angle is measured in degrees, radians and gradients. Just like we measure the length in centimeters, meters, millimeters. If the distance is more, we use in kilometers. if you compare the heights or something, we use in centimeters. If you see very minute particles, we use millimeters. So depending upon the length of the particular given object, we use different dimensions or different units. The same way, angle is measured, the units of the angle are either degrees, radians and radians. So angle is measured in degrees, radians and radians. In your further classes, you are going to see the relation between degrees, radians and gradients. If the measure of an angle is 0, degrees, then the angle is called as zero angle. Then the angle is called as zero angle. If the measure of an angle is 0 degrees, then the angle is called as zero angle. So what do you mean by that? That means the fixed arm and the moving arm are overlapping. They are overlapping like this. That means there is no rotation at all between the fixed arm and moving arm. They are just at rest. Then the angle between these two is 0 degrees. This is called as zero angle, the first one. And the second one is acute angle. What do you mean by an acute angle? If an angle is greater than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees, if an angle is greater than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees, then the angle is said to be acute angle. It can be anything between 0 to 90, 49 degrees, 51 degrees, 45 degrees, 30 degrees, 11 degrees, anything. All these are nothing but acute angle, right angle. So what do you mean by right angle? If the angle measures exactly 90 degrees, if the angle measures exactly 90 degrees, then the angle is said to be right angle. See, this is one of the ray and the other ray. The angle between them is 90 degrees when they rotated in anti-clockwise direction. Then the angle is said to be right angle. So what do you mean by obtuse angle? If the angle is more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees. This is one of the ray OA and another ray OB is there. This angle, if I draw exactly perpendicular to this line, perpendicular means the angle between them will be 90 degrees. See, this is 90 plus something is there, means greater than 90 but less than 180, greater than 90 degrees. If the angle is greater than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees, but less than 180 degrees, then the angle is said to be obtuse angle. Now see, I will show you here. For example, if I can take 135 degrees, see, 135 degrees is greater than 90 but less than 180. If I take one more angle, let us say 120 degrees, 120 degrees also greater than 90 but less than 180. These two angles are said to be obtuse angles. Obtuse angles. Then comes, so here angle CAB is equals to 120 degrees. Here angle AOB or BOA is 135 degrees. So here I forgot to tell you one thing. Angle is represented with either with one alphabet or with three alphabets. See, I can write this as angle A, at which angle is placed. At what vertex the angle is placed, that vertex is called as, that vertex name will be given to that angle. At A, 120 degrees is there, therefore angle A is equals to 120 degrees. Or otherwise, as to form this angle, two rays are helped. So using these two rays only we form this angle. So I can write this as angle CAB. Always middle letter shows the angle position. So what is the where is the angle here? At A. So A should be in the middle of these three alphabets. Or otherwise I can write the BAC. I can write this angle CAB because angle CAB or just angle A or angle BAC. Angle is represented with either one alphabet or with using three alphabets. A line is represented with two alphabets or one alphabet. Line or line segment, whatever it is. Okay. Let us see reflex angle. So what do you mean by reflex angle? An angle which is greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees. An angle which is greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees is called as a reflex angle. So that means, for example, it can be 181 degrees or 190 degrees or 270 degrees or 310 degrees or 359 degrees and so on. It should be greater than 180 but less than 360 degrees. Then the angle is said to be reflex angle. Next. So if you want to see the figure of reflex angle, you can draw here. So this is the reflex angle. Next comes straight angle. So what do you mean by straight angle? The angle which measures exactly 180 degrees. Angle which measures an angle which measures exactly 180 degrees, then the angle is said to be straight angle. So when will they make straight angle? If it is a fixed arm and the moving arm will rotate like this in an anti-clockwise direction, and when they are exactly opposite to each other. That means if OB is in this direction, OA will be in opposite direction of OB. Then it forms 180 degrees. Therefore, it is called as straight angle. So why we are naming it as straight angle? As it forms a single line, if you observe, it forms a straight line. It forms a straight line. So straight line makes straight angle. So straight angle means magnitude wise 180 degrees. We have seen acute zero angle. Zero angle means if the magnitude of the angle is 0 degrees, we call it as zero angle. Then acute angle means the angle which is greater than 0 degrees but less than 90 degrees is called as acute angle. Then comes right angle. If the angle is exactly 90 degrees, we call it as a right angle. Then comes obtuse angle. What do you mean by obtuse angle? If the angle is more than 90 degrees but less than 180 degrees, then the angle is said to be obtuse angle. Then comes straight angle. An angle which is exactly 180 degrees, then the angle is said to be straight angle. Reflex angle. If an angle is greater than 180 degrees but less than 360 degrees, then the angle is said to be reflex angle. And we have one more, complete angle. So what do you mean by complete angle? So complete angle means if the moving arm completes one rotation with respect to the fixed arm. See, this is the moving arm. It completes one rotation. It started here and it completes one full rotation. That means it will come like this and it will overlap with OA. So both the rays will overlap each other, but after the completion of one rotation. After the completion of one rotation means one full rotation is nothing but it forms a circle. What is the angle in circle? 360 degrees. An angle which measures 360 degrees is called as complete angle. An angle which measures 360 degrees is called as complete angle. These are the different types of angles that we have seen. In the next class, we are going to see what do you mean by how many angles will be formed if two lines intersect, and what do you mean by supplementary angles, what do you mean by complementary angles, and what do you mean by linear pair and all. So thank you. Have a nice day.